I'm going to talk about how to create reports in TRIMS. I'm not going to concentrate too much on the reports themselves, but more on the way that you create them. There are a number of different reports suit different people. Rather than actually go into detail on those, they're all created a very similar way where you can save the criteria as well, and that's what I'm going to focus on now. So first of all, we load up the reports, bring up a menu, go to Analysis, and click on Reports. That loads up our report browser, and on the left hand side you'll see the reports that we have available to us. For this demonstration I'm going to use the financial summary. So I click on financial summary here and it shows our criteria selector. In its simplest form I'm going to pick a date range, select a system, select something to group it by, and run the report. This report's returned a certain amount of information for us, not so much on the sales side. This is my demo system and it's not actively used to sell items. The stock level that you see here is for the current period. The sales are for the range that I put in, which is from the 1st of April to the 8th of May. Just to walk you around the system here, if I move this over to the side, icons across the top, scrollable page here. I can zoom in and I can zoom out. There's various icons here allow you to manipulate the pages. There's also a zoom function down here. There's the option whether you have continuous page mode or individual pages. You can jump through the pages here or jump to an exact page. There's a fit to width and a fit to height. These facilities here for exporting, export to HTML, export to Excel, XPS, RTF and PDF. You can search your report here. If I was to type in baby grow, enter that, just brings that straight up. If I click right, it would find any other baby grows that I have. So that will search inside the report content. So that was the report in its simplest form, where I've picked the basic criteria. What I can do is I can drill down on here further. If I choose to open up structure here, I get my categories and my variants. Now if I click on colour, I could pick a selection of colours, and then I could recreate the report, and the report is now showing me a lot less information because it's filtered it down just to those particular colours that I picked. By default, the final page on any report will give me a list of the criteria that I've selected. This is in case you leave this report lying around, someone finds it and assumes it's for different criteria. This back page will tell you everything about it. So it's saying here the range, the system, the grouping that we picked, and the structure where I chose a selection of colours to report by. Okay. I could add to this, I can choose a season, and then I could run that report again filtering it down to less information. This makes every report very flexible, the fact that you can completely tailor it. If I clear these filters off, go back to here where I chose my grouping earlier. If I go into grouping, get rid of description. If I first of all group by brand and then description and then colour, and if I run that report again, So you'll now see that I've got group bands in here. So I've got my brand, I've then got my description, and then I've got my colour, the detail next to it. Again, so I have my colour, description, colour, all the way through. That one's in two different colours, so they're next to each other. So it's very flexible what you can do. I'll go into another report to show similar functionality. So if I go into the performance report, again, if I pick a time frame, put this back a few months, change the system, you can report on one level in this particular report. So if I pick brand and simply run that, and that gives me a list of brands and the sales that I've had in those particular brands. Now, if I wanted this to be sorted by sold units, if I click on layout, if I pick the sort order and sort that by sold, descending, run that report again, I'll then have my best selling brands by unit. Okay. What you could do is, if this is a report that you wanted to run on a regular basis, now that I've put that criteria in the system, I can click save here. I can call this best selling brands by unit. Now if I was to close out of reports, go back in, so open up performance, you can see that I've got two saved reports here, one that I've saved previously and the one that I've saved just now. So if I was to click on this report, I would only have to change the date range and then run the report, and I've got the same report that I ran beforehand without setting the criteria that I previously did. Another report that I'll show you is the sales list. Put this back a few months again. Now the sales list allows you to pick the detail that you want in the report. Because TRIMS allows you to add as many attributes as you want, we don't know what attributes customers will have, therefore you need to pick them yourself. You can save the report again to save you doing this every time, but to pick these you go into detail attributes, and this particular report has slots for 5 attributes. So I can say that I want brand, category, description, colour, size. And then if I just run this with the timescale that I picked there, this report gives me a complete breakdown of every transaction within the date range that I picked. If I just zoom in here a little bit, so you see the branch where the sale happened, the kind of, whether it was a sale or a refund, the day that it happened on, the date, the time, the user, the receipt number, the barcode, and then these are the options that I picked. So we've got brand, category, description, color, size. These are completely configurable and you can put whatever you like here. We have the quantity, the sale price, the retail, the total amount, the VAT, various location information. And again, we could completely filter this report. If I just went here to structure, and I could pick various colors, just guessing here, hope some of these have been sold in the last few months. Select all of those, rerun the report. Nope, none of them were. Add in a number of other colors, run it again. Yeah, that's picked up something. Yeah, so there's the colour there, you can see. Okay, so that's how you can completely filter reports. These can be saved again. All reports in TRIMS using this particular report viewer work the same way. You pick your report, you have the same criteria selector, so every report can be configured in detail and saved to save doing that time after time.